Macedonian citizens voted today in a non-binding referendum to change the country's name from the Republic of Macedonia to the Republic of North Macedonia. The referendum, if ratified by the country's parliament, would set the path for Macedonia to join the European Union and NATO. Political analyst Petar Arsovsky noted that although the deal won overwhelming support, there are some hurdles that still remain.
Unfortunately, as opposed to providing closure, the referendum still leaves the country in turmoil. On one hand, the referendum didn't reach the required census to make it technically legitimate, but on the other hand, more than 91% voted for EU and NATO integration and accepting the deal with President. So I guess the pressure now moves to Parliament, which is the next step in this process, and the politicians who need to judge whether this is enough of a resounding yes to help them with political support, supporting the deal and the constitutional changes.
But low voter turnout is a major concern. Just 36.8% of voters turned out, far below the massive support the government had hoped for. Residents had mixed reactions.
The referendum was held. People expressed their opinion. I think more than 650,000 citizens who said what they think about joining NATO and the European Union is enough. And that shows that Macedonia and its citizens are aware of what they need to do in the near future. Generally speaking, people are in favor of the European Union and NATO, but not at any cost. The campaign that was promoting the yes vote put an emphasis on European values and the European way of life. But if we look at the last year and a half, since Macedonian Prime Minister has been in power, the people who promoted this are not true representatives of those values.
Opponents to the name change had called for a boycott of the vote and celebrated in the streets outside Parliament when turnout figures were announced.
It's going to be very difficult. The opposition has made it very clear that their position is that they're against this deal as it currently states. However, there is a limited window of opportunity for Prime Minister Zaev and the leader of the opposition needs to find a common solution based on the fact that there's never going to be another chance. So this window, I would guess, is something around a week.
Because the turnout was below 50%, the referendum is non-binding. Regardless, Macedonian Prime Minister Zoran Zaev declared the vote a success.
After that, Macedonia, as Zaev said, needs to move to the next step, either vote or move to snap parliamentary elections. That would possibly change the composition of forces in the parliament and thereby allowing this deal to push through.
Greece pushed for the name change and will block Macedonia's path to NATO and the European Union until the change is made.